Thank you, Tim. Next one up is Patsy Thomson, and she is a chief candidate.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to come out here and listen to the counselors and the chief candidates to get their point of view and listen to what they have to say. I know that we all live busy lives and it takes some time and some arrangements to get out here, so I appreciate that and I thank you for that. I want to first start off by saying that I'm a member of Carry the Kettle. And I've been a member of Carry the Kettle since 1982. My husband and I got married in 1982, and in 1982, you didn't have the choice of whether you wanted to be from Carry the Kettle or from your home reserve. If you were married before 1985, then you were automatically transferred to your husband's community. Carry the Kettle is my home, has been my home. I've raised my children here, and I will raise my grandchildren here. My grandchildren are the reason I'm standing here before you today, because there are things that I wanted for my children that I don't see today. So I've gone out and I've experienced life, and I've worked in different sectors across the board: federal government, provincial government. I've worked in businesses. I sit on the board of directors for SAS Gaming. So I manage Casino Regina and I manage Moose Jaw. So I'm a part of a board of directors that makes decisions on $50 million. And we decide what's going to happen with that. So if you want to know if I understand financial statements, budget, and running an organization, I do. So I have that experience and I bring that with me. I think it's time. It's time that we step forward as leadership. We step forward and bring our experiences, our network, and what we have to offer to our communities. And for me, it's time that we do that. I'm stepping forward not because of my best interests, not because of the money, because you know what? It's about my grandchildren. Being a grandparent has changed my life. It has made me more interested in what I want to do and what I want to see. We need infrastructure. We need a community that is unified and stick together, and I think we can do that. I know that I work for organizations where we develop strategic plan. So we sit down and we set goals for ourselves, and we establish what the priorities for that community. I can't do that alone. I can do that with council, but the most important people in setting the priorities for our community is the membership. We need to consult with you. We need to communicate with you. We need to hear your voice and letting us know what you believe and what you want to see happen. I think that's one of the things that we need to sit down and do, is establish a plan. We want to be able to measure our leadership's activity in the 2-year term that they're here. What goals have they set for themselves, and how much have they achieved in that 2 years? I think that's important, because we need to make sure that our leadership are doing what has been expected of them. And that's one of the key things that I want to be able to do, is establish a process that identifies the leadership, holds them accountable for listening to the membership and carrying out what the membership wants. So governance is important. Understanding, the leadership need to understand their role and responsibility. They need to act as leaders of the community, the visionaries, the people that deal with the big picture. They're not the managers. We as a business organization pay people to manage our programs. The leadership are not the managers. We need to understand our role. We need to work together as a team, to work together to establish what it is that we set out. Governance truly is one of my pillars that I think we can, and this is doable. We can, I know that in 2 years, we can become a stable financial organization that can compete in the business world. In order to compete in the business world, you need to be financially stable. It has to be a place where investors are willing to come to table and say, yes, Carry the Kettle has a strong financial foundation and they are accountable for the monies that they have in the bank. Yes, we will help you do what it is we need you to do. That's what you need to. It's like managing your money at home. You know, if you don't have a good credit rating, guess what? You're not going to get your needs met. You're going to end up going to some financial organizations that's going to lend you money, but they're going to lend you money at 30%. You're not going to get the prime rate that's expected. And that's how it works in the business world. You have to be financially stable and credible. Youth. We've been talking about youth for a long time. I think we need infrastructure. We need programs. We need services. We need to look at the programs and services that we're offering out there and ask ourselves, how can we enhance those? How can we make them better? How can we support the staff that we have in there? I'm not about firing people because you know what? It costs the band money when you do that. So why don't we look at our strengths and see how we can enhance some of those and work with the people that we have to look at that? How can we look at our education system? We already know that when our kids start school, they are behind. They start the race, you know, when everybody's halfway done. We have to look at numeracy, literacy. We have to look at how we can support our educators in the school to provide quality programs for our kids. Our kids need to graduate and be able to compete with the rest of society when they get out. And in order to do that, you have to prioritize your education. That's one of the things that I'd like to do. Relationships is huge. Relationships is huge. We need to get back to the basics and be able to relate to each other and be able to look to each other for support, be able to talk to each other. We're a divided community. We've been a divided community for a long time. It's time that we establish a community that works together and a community we can all be proud of. That's what I want. That's basic relationship building. We need to build those relationships with the business sector, with the federal government, with the provincial government, reestablish all of those relationships, come together, strengthen them, and work towards a better future. I want to look at housing. Housing is huge. I want to build a housing program that we all know what the criteria is, but I also want a program when you're financially sound and you run a credible, accountable organization, guess what? You can compete with the rest of the First Nations for those houses that are offered by the federal government. Right now, there's only two communities within Five Hills Tribal Council that are eligible for housing. One community is getting 16 houses because the other 9 First Nations don't have a good financial structure and can't compete for those houses. I want to be able to compete for those. So if you want a leader that's going to be active, that's going to inform you about what's going on, and want to be accessible, then I'm your leader. I think I have a website, and I did the website for one main reason. I wanted to show people how easy it is to set up a website, and you can attach all kinds of information to that. Information that people can access anywhere, anytime. Policies and procedures, housing criteria, committee members, youth programs, health programs. You know, we've got that ability to do that. That's one of the main reasons that I thought we need to communicate. We need to communicate with each other, and that's one of the main reasons that I set up a website. My website, you can get it, you know, have a look at it. It's patsyforchief.com. There's an 888 number, so if you wanted to call me, you can call me toll-free from anywhere. I'll do my best to assist you and answer any questions that you need to, you may have when you think about things and you get a chance to kind of just listen to what you hear today, and you may have some questions. I will make myself available. I believe what Tim says. You know, we need leaders that are accessible. We need our leaders to be able to, you know, I think we don't ask for much. We want a leader that we can talk to. We want a leader that picks up their phone or at least returns a call within a certain time frame. I think before we can look at economic development, we need to get ourselves financially sound and offer some of that information to our membership. We need to know about the pipeline deal. We need to know about our committees. We need to know about our education. We need to know about all of the dealings that the band had. And if you're doing a good job and you're consulting with your band members, then guess what? We're all doing well. And that's one of the things that I want to make sure that we establish. We establish a good foundation for our leadership. I want to mentor. You know, I'm gonna say something brave here. And I'm gonna say that, you know what? I want to see some of our youth on council. You know what? I want to see some of so that we can model good business acumen. Good business acumen so that people come to work 8 to 4:30. People come and they're accessible to answer our questions. They're there for us. I want to mentor them, and I want to provide them with opportunities to educate themselves, because a counselor's position is not a career. A counselor's position is a stepping stone to bigger and better things. That's what I want to do. So I hope we get you. I hope we get you. So I want to thank you for your time, for taking the time out of your families and your busy lives to come and listen to all of us tonight. So with that, you know, think about where you're putting your X on March 31st. And I hope that you'll think about me. Pinamana.